They're examples. They lead by examples. And Jesus led mainly by explanation and examples, setting examples. And one of my assignments for you is to be aware that you're leading by examples. And the question is, what kind of examples are you setting for your children? You know, it's not so much what's taught as what's taught. We learn, young men learn to be good fathers by observing their fathers. Little girls how to be mothers and so on. Good wives by observing mothers. So it's really what's taught. And so just be aware of that we're setting examples. And the question is, what kind of examples am I setting for my children? So be aware of that. Now, I don't believe I missed a Christmas program, and in all the years that we've had, there was a year when I was going through chemotherapy. I'm cancer-free, but I make a miss. In my opinion, today's program was the best of all the programs that I've been a part of. It was the best. And these are some of the reasons. Number one, our students reminded us of the reason for the season, and that is Jesus Christ. They said this is his birthday, and I really appreciated the reminders. Personally, I do not like the words happy holidays. I just don't like that. It's like an effort to get Christ out of Christmas. Xmas, I don't like that. Christ is in Christmas, and he's the reason for the season. This is about his birthday, and it's debatable as to exactly what month he was born and all of that. You know, that's not important. The important thing is that he was born in Bethlehem. Humanity took on divinity. He was always God, but he became man in Bethlehem. John 1:1-3, and verse 14. In the beginning was the Word. That is the Logos, modern Greek Logos. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And those four, the verb was occurs 4 times. And in each case, it's translation of a Greek verb that's in the imperfect tense, which means continuous action in the past. And so the fact that he was God, continuous action, means that he was always God. There was not a point in time when he became God. There was a point in time when he became man. We call that the incarnation. But there was never a point in time when he became God. He's always God and always will be God. And then the Word was made flesh. And again, that's the incarnation. So thank you, teachers, and those of you who work with it. And you can tell that a lot of time was spent, and a lot of the parts that were memorized by the children. You can tell they did a lot of work. And so those of you who work with the children to prepare them for the day, thank you, and thanks to all of our program participants today. And so two assignments for you. One, let's keep Christ in Christmas. Please, not happy holidays, but Merry Christmas. Keep Christ in Christmas. And secondly, be aware of the examples. We're setting examples. It's not a question. We're setting. The question is, what kind of examples are we setting? Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand. I'm going to give the Arianic blessing. It's also called the priestly blessing. It's also called the Arianic benediction. I'd like to give it. In fact, I give it all in all of our services. Benedictions are very important because a benediction is a pronouncement of blessing upon you. And of course, it's God who blesses. And I love the Arianic blessing because God said to Aaron and Moses in Numbers chapter 6, I'm going to bless the people, but these are the words that you're to use. God is the one who blesses, but these are the words that you are to use. And those words were in Hebrew. And that's why I like to do it in Hebrew than in English. And in Leviticus chapter 9, Aaron raised his hands to bless the congregation. And Luke, the last chapter, Jesus raised his hands to bless the disciples. And the Old Testament, when blessings were pronounced, hands were laid upon the person on whom the blessing was pronounced. Jacob laid hands on his grandsons when he blessed them. And in Mark chapter 10, and in fact, 3 of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the parent brought their children to Jesus for him to touch them, to lay hands on them, and to pray for them, and to bless them. So all of the accounts of Jesus blessing children, he touched them, he laid hands upon them. Now, when it's not possible to lay hands on everyone, hands are raised, which is a symbol that you're being touched. Blessing is being pronounced upon you, and you're being touched. That's the meaning of the raising of the hands. Leviticus chapter 9, I believe it's verse 22, and Luke chapter 24, last chapter, I believe it's verse 58. Anyway, that's what the raising of the hands are about. It means that you're being touched. And so if you'll stand now, I'll give the Arianic blessing, first in Hebrew, then in English. And just understand now, God is blessing. God is blessing. And the hands are just a symbol that you're being blessed. But it's really God who blesses. Yivarekeka Adonai le'yishmereka. Ya'eh Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha le'yasin lecha shalom. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.